Tonight on JoyNews Prime, President Akufo-Addo urges on the Black Stars as they take on Benin in the ongoing Cup of Nations tournament in Egypt. The team is hoping to end a 37-year trophy drought. Interior Minister cites armed robbery statistics to back his claim government is working to improve the security situation in the country.
The recorded robbery cases in the last half of 2018, that is June to December 2018, was 1,101 as compared to 868 from January to date.
Chairman of governing New Patriotic Party describes as incompetent an application filed by Shraj calling for his arrest for refusing to cooperate with its investigations.
File a response, file affidavit, no pursuant to what they are saying. Even then they have a problem with that. And I find it's maybe they are trying to put up a jesting.
And Sunrise here with a business headline.
Yeah, coming up in business tonight, Ghana Union of Traders Association warns of tension markets across the country following arrest and subsequent release of some of its members.
It should sound a word of caution to the police administration, to the Interior Ministry. This case is very delicate.
And Monday night's rain blamed for the death of a 34-year-old woman who was crushed by a falling tree.
Tinansu no e tware no ho na mframa no tware no kesepa tidie won say amma container no so e dia jam ma me no wo dua no other side.
The winds were that strong it was able to lift a container from here, smashed into a tree, and then also bumped into the woman who was at the time packing.
JoyNews Prime comes to you live from the JoyNews studio Akoko Mlimble here in Accra with digital address GA0992539. Stay tuned in. National team, the Black Stars, will in the next hour begin a campaign to end 37 years of a trophy drought at the African Cup of Nations by taking on Benin in the Egyptian city of Ismailia. The last time Ghana won the trophy was in 1982, and handlers of the team say the players and technical team are well motivated to end the trophyless campaign. President Akufo-Addo some few hours ago visited the team at their hotel before they left for the stadium. But right now I have with me Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Atto. He's standing by at the Joy FM Viewing Center, which is at the Stanbic Heights here in Accra, to give us an update on the feel of at the viewing center, where they would also have some of the Black Stars players, former Black Stars players, to have a conversation with. Hello, Nat, you tell me what's going on there.
All right, thank you very much, Israel. And we're here at the Star Bites inside Nesta Square at the airport city, Accra. And of course, people are just gradually pouring in. Remember, this is in an enclave, an official address enclave. So so many offices around here, and workers are just shutting down and taking their time to get here. So quite a number of people here, very expectant. There are a couple of people who are just doing their beverages, their food ahead of starting off the game. Also, we've got some very good friends of ours. So let's speak to a few people. So the Managing Director of DSTV MultiChoice Ghana, Cecil Sonkwa Mills, is here with us. Remember that DSTV is a major partner in putting together these viewing parties, especially for the Ghana game. Cecil, good to see you, and you look good in your Ghana colors.
Thank you. There's nothing else better.
Sure. Look, we've waited so long for today, and finally it's here with us. When I saw you, you were looking very relaxed. But what's running through your mind right now? We've got just about an hour to go for the game.
I think this could be one of the best tournaments for us. We're quite hopeful. We've seen a lot of enthusiasm with the Black Stars team, and we just seen the euphoria build up for Ghana. I mean, it's been a long time, and with time we've seen a lot of people coming through to get their subscriptions to watch this match. So we're very enthusiastic, and I wish the Black Stars the best.
All right, just before you take your seat again, you surprised a couple of people here. We gave away as many as 5 decoders to fans. Is there any other special package here today?
Yeah, I think they're going to give out some packages again also for GoTV subscribers. We're giving away subscriptions. And yeah, so
So the scoreline again is?
It looks like a 2-0.
A 2-0 for Ghana. Okay, so Cecil Sungwamil says that there's a 2-0 for Ghana. A few more friends who are just gathered on the tables and scattered around. Hi, how are you doing, man? I love your green tie. Eh? Is it the green on the Ghana flag?
Yes.
Okay, tell me, look, I know we've waited very long for this game now. What's running through your mind? What kind of game are you expecting from the Black Stars?
Yes, as you can see, we are all yearning for the cup into the country, and also looking forward so that we can play a better game and we can win for the nation. So we are all anticipating that today it will be a victory, and this match is going to lead us to get the cup home. So that's what we are looking out for.
And Kwesi Appiah released his squad a few hours ahead of time. Does that impress you in any way? Does that mean anything for you?
Yes, very well, and the team is very fantastic. And as you can see, looking at the team for the tournament, I think we have a great midfield, and with that, I think we can do something better. So we are only praying that our strikers will be able to net so that we can able to get our title, so that we can make the glory.
All right, thank you very much. What's your name anyway?
I'm David.
Okay, David, thank you very much. And so, look, quite a number of people here at Star Bites in Airport City, Accra. We're just getting ourselves ready for the viewing of the game. And so, Niama Dagadu is also here. Niama Dagadu of DSTV. Niama, thank you very much for your time.
Most welcome, and you're welcome to join us here at Star Bites, Nesta Square.
Well, now, listen, we've seen Cameroon take the lead. They've started off on a very good note. It's 2-0. What are you also expecting of the Black Stars today?
For me, it looks like a very slim margin. It's Saturday's game I'm even more excited about. We win this one and we win against Cameroon. That will be even more exciting. That will be the cherry on the cake.
There are those who have said that this is going to be a very tough one, especially considering that, some of the giants are really performing. So
that's right. Benin has always been an interesting one. Unfortunately, we constantly win against them, even though it's a tough game. Their game style is very close to the Ghanaian game. They play like the Togolese, who play like the Ghanaians as well, and we're Ghana. So everybody plays like us. So we're going to win this one, definitely, but I think it will be a slim margin. And the best place to see it is with us here at Star Bites, Nesta Square.
Remind everybody of how it went on the opening day. Yeah.
It was a very beautiful house. We had 5 former players with us: Sam Johnson, Abukari Damba, Augustine Ahimfo, John Pencil, and Ajiman Bedu. All of them here with us for the first game, and we're getting most of them back also to join us again for this evening. You can't get a better team to analyze a game than the team we had, and this is the place to watch the game.
All right, so let's see how it goes. And so a lot of enthusiasm here at Star Bites in Nesta Square at Airport City, Accra. Like I mentioned earlier, numbers are just trickling in, and that's what we experienced on the first day as well. Many people coming in and settling down. The game begins in just about 50 to 60 minutes from now. So we're looking forward to it. Many people are looking forward to it, expectant of a very positive result for the Black Stars team. Remember, it's been a 37-year wait, and just like many other the 23 other teams that are gathered there in Egypt, the Black Stars are looking forward to starting off on a positive note and looking forward to make it to getting the ultimate. A couple of times the Black Stars have tried and it hasn't worked, especially against Cote d'Ivoire in 1992 and in the 2015 edition. So Israel, that's how it's all happening right here. Back to you in the studio. We are having a lot of fun, but it's going real interesting here.
Very much, Nathaniel Atto, Joy Sports editor. Now we can go live to the stadium where my colleague Benedicto, so he's joining me on the line for an update. Hello, Benedict. What is the mood in the stadium ahead of kickoff?
Well, not a very sad atmosphere here. Unlike when you're playing at the Accra Stadium of Massive Stadium, where there's so many fans at the stadium, the story here is totally different, and it's normal. I mean, if you're not your host nation, they are just a participating country, and you are playing. Definitely will not be as many fans as wish if you were playing at home. So, well, for some of us, it is very normal. But notwithstanding, we have some few fans here to cheer the Black Stars. To my left, from where I'm standing in comment position, we have some few fans who are here to cheer the Black Stars. Benin also not left out. We also have some fans here, but of course, it's going to go down with an possibly maybe an empty stadium. But at least the players are in, as I speak to you now. They are currently in the dressing room. They'll be coming on to the pitch here pretty shortly to go through the warm-up. But as I see now, the Benoit team, their goalkeepers are on the pitch, warming up and just wait for the Black Stars to also get onto the pitch to start their warm up. But before that, the assistant coach, that's Brian Tanko, and Siska Susena Maxwell, for Maxwell came onto the pitch to lead the cones for the players to come to. I want to believe that in less than a minute or two, the players will come to the pitch. Well, if you're just hearing some fans cheering, the Benoit that have just, got onto the pitch to begin their train warm-up before the game. So Israel, not a very tight atmosphere here, but one that, of course, the Black Stars, when they are left, the few Ghanaian fans here, as well as some of us here, as well support them, and those back home supporting them, I'm sure they'll know very well that they're thinking that they have to go out there and make the nation proud.
Now, Benedict, I'd like you to walk us through the starting lineup. We know that Asamoah Gyan is not playing, starting from the bench. That has come to some as a surprise. Can you explain that to us?
I think it didn't come to me as a huge surprise because, if you look at the pre-tournament games that we played, the first against Namibia, Asamoah Gyan didn't play a part in that game at all. In the game against South Africa, he came on in the second half and he pressed very well. And so for me, looking at him at training, all this was very sharp and was very, very good in the game against South Africa when he came on. I've always thought, and I always knew that there was no way Coach Kusiapia was going to start him ahead of Jordan Ayew or any other striker. So possibly maybe that explains why Asamoah Gyan is starting off the bench. And it didn't really come as a surprise to me that I saw Asamoah Gyan's name on the bench. You talk about a player like Kusiapia, I would have stopped to see Kusiapia start because of how well he played during the pre-tournament campaign, and also the training that I saw. Kujo was he's our best player in the pre-tournament campaign. That seems to be as a surprise. But notwithstanding, Coach Kusiapia tried Boba Abubakar start as a holding midfielder, and then Thomas Partey in midfield. And those two players during the training session were very, very sharp, and they played very well. So possibly maybe that explains why Coach Kusiapia has decided to put those two players in midfield. But if you look at the general starting lineup, well, then talk of Richard Okoye starting in post, been one of our key players in post for the last year. So that's not a surprise to me. And Adam has been great in those two games we played and then at training. So he's starting a right back that is in order. Duma Daniel is very sharp. He's been our left back since Baba Aman picked up that in the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations in Gabon. So he's starting and left back in order as well. And then have the centre back of John Boy and then Captain Tony, our best player for me. Change started preparing and also joined the qualifiers. And I've already mentioned about Wakam in front of the centre back. So he plays as the number 6, and then Thomas Partey also in midfield. And then we have Thomas Japan, who will play on the left side of the wing, and then Christian on the right side of the wing, and then we have Andre, captain of the team, playing behind his brother Jordan Ayew, who will be the lone striker. So if you look at the starting lineup that I'm looking to do, it means that Coach Kusiapia is going for a 4-2-3-1 formation.
Now, Benedict, we know that the President Akufo-Addo was earlier in the camp of the Black Stars. What has he been telling them?
Well, President Ronaldo, as you already mentioned, was at the team's hotel. That was an hour and a half ago. And well, they had a meeting where the players, as well as the technical team and the management team, were privileged to be part of that meeting. The president talked about how he had a chat with the Egyptian president and told him that he's going to face him in the finals and take the cup to Ghana. So he was urging the players not let that, want the players to let that happen. And also congratulated them for what he's hearing, that this people have talked about unity. He's been hearing peace, he's been hearing harmony, he's been hearing a cordial relationship between the team. Even before I go on to talk about President Ronaldo, the players have just gone to the Christian African. The fans, the few Ghanaian fans, they're cheering them. So the goalkeepers, that's from the Andan at 60, and then number 1 to Okoye, as well as their trainer, Odele Kingston, watching onto the pitch, and the fans are loving to see them here. Very, very soon, the other players will be on the pitch. But to go back to what the president was talking to them about, he also congratulated them for what's been a peaceful campaign and that you don't have any issue with the unity camp, what it's been told us is great, and that he really thank them for everything that they did for the very first time in the world that we coming to a competition that aside everything that happened in Ghana, we never had issues of players fighting the unity camp, and that is really thank them for everything that they've done and urging them that they have a support and Ghanaians are behind them. Also, Andrea, who is captain of the team, talked about the unity camp, thank the president for flying all the way from Ghana, to come to this day and put the Siapia shared Andrea's sentiment, made same calls on the president. So it was very full meeting, after which the players then they have to go and prepare and pass for season.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. That was Benedict Owusu joining us from the stadium where the Black Stars will be playing Benin in about 20 or 40 minutes, actually. Now, MPs have been rallying support for the Black Stars ahead of this evening's game against Benin. We've been speaking to some of them.
This is to let the Black Stars of Ghana know that we are all rooting for them. We will be cheering them on tonight. We expect that they will defeat Benin in tonight's game. We are all praying that the 37-year drought be ended. We want the trophy back to Ghana where it belongs. We can't continue to rely on just our 1982 past glory. The time for bringing the trophy back home is now, and let the Black Stars.
I want to wish them the best of luck. In fact, the luck that I'm wishing is not for the Black Stars alone, but for all of us in Ghana. And it is not only luck, but perseverance. In anything that we do, we have to really persevere and show forth our best. And that is one thing the Black Stars are very good at doing. So I have no fear at all. I have confidence that they will win the match and win it very well. As a woman, normally I'm not a fan of football, but when it comes to Ghana and some other country, I go in all out. So I wish them God's blessings. I wish them the courage. I wish that they will have the courage today to show us that they are really good and they are always good and they will always be good. I wish them God's blessings in the match.
Well, we expect nothing but the best. We've had a drought for as long as since 1982. So Ghanaians are very, very hungry for the cup. And this is to assure them that they've got our moral support. You know, we are rooting for them. I mean, it's the national team. You can't do otherwise than to, give them your maximum support. So we would be clad in our jerseys when the Stars play today and root for them. And we are hoping that Benin should be a walkover.
And the expectation is the scoreline will be?
Hopefully 3 or 4-0.
That the Black Stars will win their match against Benin. We're taking a break here on JoyNews Prime, but still ahead. Interior Minister cites armed robbery statistics to back his claim government is working to improve the security situation in the country.
The recorded robbery cases in the last half of 2018, that is June to December 2018, was 1,101 as compared to 868 from January to date.
And chairman of governing New Patriotic Party describes as incompetent an application filed by Shraj calling for his arrest for refusing to cooperate with this investigations.
File a response, file affidavit in opposition to what they are saying. Even then, they have a problem with that. And I find it's maybe they are trying to put up a just.
Stay tuned in. We'll be back in a bit. Now, contrary to suggestions, the security situation in the country is deteriorating. Interior Minister Ambrose Derry says armed robbery has been on the decline. The minister, who was speaking in Parliament, compared armed robbery cases in the second half of 2018 with the first half of 2019. He attributes the improvement in the situation to government's commitment to adequately equip the police to help deal with crime in the country.
Government is very much committed to the fight against the armed robbery menace in the country, and this is demonstrated by its relentless efforts in equipping the Ghana Police Service with patrol vehicles as well as other logistical support to enable them to discharge their mandate effectively. Government last year approved the recruitment of 4,000 personnel into the Ghana Police Service, of which 2,000 are currently undergoing training at various centers in the country. Mr. Speaker, government has in the past 18 months presented 481 vehicles to the Ghana Police Service, and this is unprecedented. The police administration in this effort to curb the menace has introduced additional security measures to deal robustly with armed robbery, as well as increased its patrols in communities along the highways. The Bolgatanga-Boko-Garu highway has been factored in the operational plan of the Ghana Police Service. The Ghana Police Administration has also stepped up its intelligence operations across the country, which has resulted in the arrest of persons involved in high-profile robberies and crime. Mr. Speaker, the Joint Police Military Patrols, codenamed Operation Camride, has also been intensified in the fight against crime and armed robbery in the country. Mr. Speaker, for instance, the cumulative effect of all these efforts has made an impact in reducing armed robbery in the country. The recorded robbery cases in the last half of 2018, that is June to December 2018, was 1,101 as compared to 868 from January to date.
The opposition National Democratic Congress has rejected a roadmap developed by the National Peace Council seeking to outlaw and disband political party militias. The NDC rejected the draft report of a team of technical experts established by the Peace Council because it said it was not giving the opportunity to make input. Chairman of the Council, Most Reverend Emmanuel Asante, is however asking the political parties to peruse the draft report, make their input, and return in 2 weeks to finalize the roadmap.
But we have come to realize that we need more time also to study the document carefully so that the various political parties and stakeholders can make further inputs into the document. We want to make sure that the document that is submitted will be thorough and will be in a position to address the issues we set ourselves to address. We have agreed that within 2 weeks, the political parties, NDC, NPP, will submit their inputs to the National Peace Council. The National Peace Council, in turn, will let all the political parties have the submissions that have been submitted to us to be studied. After the 2 weeks, a date will be set for us to meet again to consider the document that will serve as the roadmap. As we engage in these discussions, let's not do anything that will undermine what the leadership of our political parties are doing. Let us trust them and let us believe that together we can make it and sustain the peace that we have in our country.
For the NDC, Johnson Yesiodinkete explains why they requested for the 2-week extension.
You look at the last communique, it is clear that the National Peace Council will meet the technical a committee, and then with input from the political parties, a roadmap will be drawn and presented to plenary. We waited and no technical committee, as far as we are concerned, invited us to bring any inputs. Only to be ambushed, please. Only to be ambushed today with what appears to be a draft of the technical committee. And by the terms of the previous, communique, our views are supposed to be incorporated in the draft that will be presented to plenary. And indeed, we selected the two members of our party who would be engaging the technical committee. So we never heard.
So they were not invited?
Not at all. I actually had occasion to question the chairman of this committee, Nana, that we are still waiting. We haven't had any invitation from any technical committee. And we want to. And he said, yes, they will invite us. Only to be invited today to come and now be...
Now we'll be taking a break shortly on JoyNews Prime. Before then, as we indicated, President Akufo-Addo a few hours ago visited the team, the Black Stars, at their hotel in Ismaila before they left for the stadium, and he interacted with them. Let's watch this, starting with the captain.
On behalf of all the players here, we are very grateful and honored to see our father of the nation here today. Coming for our first game shows a lot for us, shows how much this tournament is important for our nation. His Excellency, you said it and you are here today. We want to thank you for that, for the support, and really for being here, because this is something that has really touched each and every player here today.
Perfect one. Anything that you promised, the leadership, Dr. Kiki Samoa, make sure we get everything. And for now, I can say the players are poised for the game ahead of us. Between that team also, each and everyone has been doing his work perfectly. And I believe that this tournament we will not let the nation down. We do our best, to make sure the cup, which is being eluded for years, we make sure we bring it back home.
They are saying a big hello to you, and they're all behind you. I don't think there's anybody tonight who's not going to be behind their television set watching the beginning of the competition for you. We've been eager, we've been seeing other people play, and everybody is very, very, very anxious to see the Black Stars also come out. So that's my first message. And secondly, I promised that I would come on this occasion, and I want to keep my promises to you and to everybody else in Ghana about the things. So basically, just to come and say good luck to you tonight. Everybody knows that in sport, luck is also important, and that's what we're all praying for. But apart from the preparation, and I'm told the preparation, the skipper has said so, the coach has said so, other people have told me since I came that the preparations in camp have been excellent.
A 34-year-old woman was killed when a huge tree smashed into a container at Amrahia here in the Greater Accra region, where she was working during Monday night's rain. Lois J was confirmed dead on arrival at the St. John's Catholic Hospital after she was rescued by neighbors. Eyewitnesses say that rainstorm accompanied by a whirlwind brought down the tree and caused vehicular congestion in front of the Christian University College area. Komla Adom visited the area and reports family members and neighbors are still in shock over the incident.
It's been several hours after an incident around the Christian University College here at Amrahia in parts of the Greater Accra region, where we're learning that during the rainstorm Monday night, an individual who was working just right here was crashed into by a fallen tree and a container as a result of the strong winds during the rain. We're learning that some onlookers, came to her aid, rescued her from under the stump of a tree which had fallen on her, rushed her to a hospital nearby, but was pronounced dead on arrival. We'll be speaking to some of the eyewitnesses and people who were involved in that rescue exercise to understand exactly what happened and the incidents that developed after that. Mepacho, medasi se wunyada jani etrim komo. The important is here. Say time na nsuo ne tono. Den is here.
Pacho time nsuo ne tono na ye shop we nimo. Tina since inframani so born na ma minimum how mo paki or more bruni niyama.
Okay.
Ti e honom na yon say nsuo no bi free top and I be nso free down. Na be hia wo area junction ano. Ti na nsuo no e tware ne ho. Na mframa no tware ne ho kese pa. Ti de yon say amma container no so e de jam maame no wo dua no ho other side no. Iti na mobo.
Okay, wow. So all he's saying is that it was almost like a whirlwind Monday night, strong winds, from both ends, meeting somewhere here, and the winds were that strong that it was able to lift a container from here, smashed into a tree, and then also bumped into the woman who was at the time packing. She had closed for the day and was packing her wares. We understand she sells maize right here. Okay, and I didn't boom when I didn't see it.
Like since by na ne man me cry say nyɛ sɛ ne man cry na esu wa cry ka minim sɛ bia duana na sɛ container na bɔ na frade no ba tama cry no musu no ye beduru ha na ansa na ye hu sɛ abɔ na frade ti tama cry no de sɛ ɔwɔ hɔ nso ye kɔhwɛ na sɛ wapra ti e man so de kɔto ye shop n'anim na ye pɛ taxi ti ye pɛ taxi sa lucky ne benya man bi and also the eco hospital. So according to Omono Moye Bibia, so almost at the end of the day, we're free more yet. Or Moye Bibia crying, yeah, they say.
Okay, so according to him, the woman's 2 children were here. So once the incident occurred, they both burst into tears, and that attracted their attention to this place. And she was badly injured at the time, and so they had to find a way of conveying her to St. John Catholic Hospital a few meters away from here. He tells me that when they got there, they were told by officials of the hospital that she had died. So that's Ebenezer, just one of the people speaking to us about exactly what he saw. Since incidents, the police for Baha, not before Baha and go for Baha, Abi BCBC Monse.
Yeah, but Bruce, Anopanu, didn't see. Yeah, I don't know.
So he says the police have been here. They've come to ask questions, do some inquiries about exactly what happened, etc. We've heard about the incident that happened. We see family members here. How have you people been taking the incident that occurred, which has left one person dead?
It's not the good news to the family, and we've been thinking and pondering over it since last night, because it happened to us as a surprise. We were not expecting it. Maybe we don't know how it all occurred, but people have been telling us. So we give everything to God.
What have the rest of the family members been saying since they've been coming here all day? Family members, relatives, neighbors coming here to commiserate with you.
Okay, the neighbors, their friends, and other relatives, but we, the family, have made our plans that we'll go home, tell our elders. So if there's any arrangement, we'll come back in a week time and tell the residents. But when everybody comes, they sympathize with us. They say good news about her, and she's not somebody who is harsh, who loves fighting, who has been doing that. But she's somebody who loves to people, who receives people cordially, and we've lost a great lady. Pains the family, and we regret losing her. I will appeal to everybody. Whenever and wherever you are, when it begins to rain, you have to leave wherever you are. Maybe find a shelter where there is no burden, or find an empty space and stay there. Maybe it will be your safety.
What kind of a person was Lois? Who was she?
Oh, Lois is somebody who likes working. She completed GSS. And she learned seamstress. She's a seamstress. Yeah, she's a seamstress. But after marrying, having 2 children, she decided to enter into trading. So she's somebody who likes trading. She wakes up in the morning, go to the market, buy goods, come back and sell. So she's always after money, taking care of her children. She's a single parent. So she likes working so that she can take care of the children.
Chairman of the governing New Patriotic Party, Freddie Blay, has described as incompetent an application filed by the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Shraj, asking that he is handed a jail term for failing to cooperate with their investigations. He maintains he at no point disrespected, maligned or disobeyed any directive from Shraj. The anti-graft body has been on the heels of the politician for months, saying it has been unable to locate and serve him with copies of a petition demanding investigations into procurement of buses for the governing party. Freddie Blay maintains he has always been available. There is more in the following report.
Mr. Blay, who has been described as unavailable by Shraj, showed up in court in the company of his lawyers. He maintains he is not evading service of the petition.
You say you can't find it. And believe me or not, I made efforts because I've heard this news all over. I made efforts myself. Wrote a letter to the registry for copy. They did not mind me. And I made a lawyer. My lawyer today said it in court. I sworn an affidavit to it. Also wrote to the registry and had copies of it. And based on that, we filed a response. We've not been hiding. I mean, in this country, how can I hide?
He has filed a response describing Shraj's petition as incompetent. He tells JoyNews he is open to responding directly to the allegations against him.
I have an office, I have a house. I'm all over this country. So anybody who says he can't find me to sell this, I don't know what anybody's talking about. In any case, here we are. We filed a response, filed affidavit, no proceeding to what they are saying. Even that they have a problem with that. I find it's maybe they are trying to put up a jersey, political jersey, to make a case out of this whole issue of service. I have done nothing wrong. I'm not a fugitive from justice. If they want to talk about buses, they should come to me. Nobody has come to me to talk about buses that we have claimed, or we've made it public that we facilitated.
The court has meanwhile set July 24 to deliver its judgment on Shraj's application that the MPP chairman is sanctioned.
Chairman of the National Development Planning Commission, Professor Stephen Adai, has accused the presidency and parliament of superintending corruption in the country. According to him, the two arms of government are behind the appointment and approval of office holders should be held accountable. He was speaking at a national dialogue on public accountability organized by the National Commission of Civic Education. JoyNews' intern, Philip Ankra, was there, and here is his report read to you.
There is a growing perception that government-related corruption is on the rise in the country. Recently, the country was ranked 78 out of 180 countries in the 2018 Global Corruption Perception Index (CPI). That's according to Transparency International. At the European Union-funded Dialogue on Anti-Corruption, Rule of Law and Accountability, Professor Stephen Adai said there is the need to build a constituency that will demand accountability from leaders.
The cause of corruption should be traced to leadership, period. And here, we are not talking about generic leadership. We are talking about the executive and parliament. They are accountable for the corruption that we have in Ghana. And the fact that they have, they will say all things. I know the pressure on them. I mean, an MP is supposed to pay everybody's school fees. An MP is supposed to go to a funeral and I don't know how to have 1,000 cedis. But they hold the key to the corruption because leadership is cause, everything else is effect. They are the people who appoint when, they have so politicized it. Sometimes it becomes very serious that the two sides talk about relative corruption of their regimes rather than dealing with corruption.
He further called for the scrapping of the MP's common fund, arguing this will prevent MPs from making unrealistic promises.
One of the fundamental mistakes which the Parliament of Ghana made and the government of the day is to give an MP part of the common fund.
I agree with you.
So
very much.
Now people look at you that you have a common fund, you are our bank. And but now they are holding on to it. They will never give up. So I think that there's no doubt at all. I believe that the NC.
Can you stress on that point for me? You're saying that we should take away the money from the MP by way of the common fund and then do what with it? Perhaps give it directly to the constituency, like this administration promised, one constituency, $1 million,
actually,
something
money,
like that.
That money belongs to the constituencies because they have to go ostensibly to justify it and then use it there. And they are members of the local assembly. So therefore, there's no reason why a member of the assembly, by being an MP, you are a member of the assembly, isn't it? Yeah, should be given another money separate. Okay. As soon as you do that, I believe that, first of all, that's what has gotten the MPs in trouble. Because the people think that you have money, and the money is not that big, but it gives them trouble.
Auditor General Daniel Domelevo also called for the streamlining of the public sector recruitment to avoid placing incompetent people where they don't belong.
Recruitment into the public service, we should be able to streamline it. But a bigger debate I've been asking for is the public service itself. What type of public service do we need as a country? And whenever that question comes to my mind, I get confused because I wonder what's the meaning of public service. Whether it's people who serve the public or the people who public served. Do you get me? Because you look at a public servant, he doesn't look like a servant at all. He is a master of public. He's never a servant. You get the point? So as a people, we should ask ourselves, if you want to be an auditor general, what do you require of you? If you don't meet that, don't come near. If you want to be the inspector general of police, what do you require to be there? Or if you want to be recruited into the army, what is required of you? We must define this and stick to it.
The dialogue was on the theme Public Accountability, Abuse of Office. For JoyNews, Philip Ankresh report.
After 5 heated rounds that had even the audience heated at the edges of their chairs, it came down to just 1 point to separate the boys from the men. At the end, it was Opokuwari Senior High School that answered the last riddle to seal its place in the quarterfinals of this year's National Science and Maths Quiz, leaving Kumasi Anglican and Osei Tre packing home. Nancy Mefajradozi captured the last moment and reports.
Just 1 point to separate the boys from the men. And at the end of 5 rounds, it was Opokuwari Senior High School that qualified to the quarterfinals of this year's National Science and Math Quiz. Indeed, it was a nerve-cracking contest between Osei Tre High School, Opokuwari Senior High School, and also Kumasi Anglican. You could not tell who was going to win. It took the riddle and the last question to separate the boys from the men. But you hear the students at the background, the old students, they're excited about it. And I know that the Anglican students did so well because we understand they're informed too. But I'll take a few words from some of them. Let me find, okay, look, so I spoke to you earlier. How do you feel at this moment?
Yes, I told you that first of all, we needed to commit our journey into the Lord's hands, and obviously, yes. He has come from the heavenly places to come and really be with us. If you look at the dicey nature of the contest, we're having to come from behind on 2 clues to win at the final embers of the game to tell you that indeed God has been with us. Kudos to the boys. They have done a yeoman's job, and of course, this contest, we are winning this.
We are winning this contest.
We are winning this tournament this year. We are winning this tournament this year.
Okay, so let me speak to you also with Opokuwari Senior High School. Congratulations. How do you feel as an old student?
I feel elated, I feel excited. I don't know how to jubilate this because the contest was really keen. We won it on the last riddle, so I'm really happy.
Just tell me how you were feeling sitting here when you realized that you didn't know who was going to win. Tell me how the experience was sitting in front here.
To be frank, it was tense, it was hot. It was hot because look at it. We were leading them 1 point before the Raiders, and they got 2 Raiders right. So they were leading us 5 points. So we had to win all the 2 Raiders. We got the first one right, and let me tell you, when my guy rang the bell, I was like urinating because I thought this is the end of it, and he got it right.
Let's speak to the boys to find out how exactly it was. I saw you laughing and clapping your hands. What were you saying in your head at that time?
Oh, it's very interesting to see this kind of drama going on and everything, the energy. So they doing it against us. I was happy. It's interesting. So I had to clap. It's interesting.
Did you see this coming? Did you see this particular contest going into the 5th round and the last question deciding the winner?
Okay, actually, what happened today wasn't a surprise to us at all. Truth is, as you already said, we knew we would carry the day. So we didn't care about the process, the margin, the marks, or anything at all. There was one thing we were hopeful of, that so far as everything is in the hands of God, we will emerge victoriously.
And that be it for the bulletin. I'm Israel Lai. But do stay tuned in. We have a PM Express up next with Evan Spencer. Don't go nowhere. Have a good evening.